Hopefully we're live. I'm gonna find out here in a minute. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay as well. It's chilly. It's not super cold, but it's definitely chilly. They moved the this way sign to where it is right here. And they got a big old inflatable coffee cup. It's different than the one, at least as far as I remember, it's different than the one they set up at the Yellowstone Ziggi's when they were having their grand opening. One viewer, Tanyan, Parker, how are you guys doing? Can you guys hear me? Let me know in the chat. I did a poll last Thursday to see what I should do for this week because, you know, it's kind of last minute. I wasn't sure exactly how this week was going to play out. Did a poll and it ultimately ended up being snowy anyway, so it didn't even matter. After that day, like I think it's last night or maybe in the afternoon, something like that, I looked at the poll to see what was up, and well, there's more votes for this stream. So it's like, I don't know if there are more than the others, but it was definitely around the same spot. Like it was really, really close to a tie on everything. I figured one or two might be a little close to a tie. I figured the live stream might be one of the ones that does a little better for what would people want. Nah, it's all of them. Like it's almost even across all of them. Poll is still up. If you guys still want to vote, I think I'll still use the poll to kind of decide the next couple of videos I record. But yeah, over here on Airport Parkway. Nice. Hey, Standby News. So I noticed there's a lot of cones over here for construction. I was trying to figure out what they were doing. And it looks like they're doing some sidewalk maintenance over here. So we'll walk up here real quick just for the fun of it. Gotta wait for some people to get out of the way anyway. I want to go up when there's nobody at the walk-up window. But it looks like they're doing some work on the sidewalk and gutter and stuff. Not gonna lie, I kind of would like to see them redesign this just a little bit. So when I initially got here, the line for the traffic was going clear out to here. Like it's going all the way out to Pershing. Not quite onto Pershing, but out to Pershing. But right now, not so much. It's mostly in the parking lot. I think they got someone over here that's kind of just directing people to go to the lines. That way they're more evenly spread, which is good. I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of curious if they're gonna do that after hearing how on the first day, apparently, the one line was constantly being less used than the other line, at least in the morning. In the afternoon, well, there were no cars there in the afternoon. It was quiet. You saw that in the video that I did. Now, there's one tweak that I think they should make on the sidewalks for that matter. Like, overall, I think they did okay on like most of the sidewalk they redid for this, but there's one little tweak they need to make, and it's right here. And you can see it with how the snow, I guess the snowplow probably went through here, it's a little one. You can see how it's angled kind of awkwardly so that it's not convenient for people to just walk right on by like somebody did there probably the other day. That's the one tweak I think they should make, but like, I don't know. I don't think I can complain too much about how they designed most of this. It's interesting to see the double drive-through again. Like we're seeing more and more of the double drive-through thingy where they have two different windows you can walk up to, or drive up to, sorry. They also do have the walk-up window though, so you can always park or you can always bike over or whatever and go right up to the window instead of having to park your bike, lock it up, go inside. That's kind of a pain in the butt. Of course, in the winter that can suck a little bit, but but we're gonna get some coffee here in a few or something like that. It's supposed to be free 16-ounce drinks, so might get some snack on as well. Hey, MrMovie. Hey, John Crossio, how are you doing? Will we film the abandoned TGI Fridays in Longmont? I don't know. I mean, if I managed to get out there, I'd be interested in possibly trying to do that. But, of course, anyone who knows certain things will know that it's kind of a pain in the butt to go out of town much. So it really just depends on if I could even get out there for whether I could or not. So yeah, I mean, they widened the sidewalk here, so I'm not going to complain. But this is actually not so bad. I think they could have plowed the snow off the rest of the way, but that's me. Maybe they didn't because of the signs, though. It is chilly. It's like high 30s, low 40s. So this is where you go to walk up. Got a couple of tables that you can sit at. And then you got that connection there to go over to the parking lot, which there's not a lot of parking. We'll go over this way for a minute, and then we'll see about ordering or something. So yeah, not a lot of parking. They're definitely more focused on the people who are either going to drive through or walk up, rather than people parking. Which that's okay. I need to figure out what I want, but the big thing is I don't think there's a menu on the window right now. So I'm gonna sneak by these guys and see if I can look at the menu for a minute. There we go. Hopefully the quality's not crapping out too much on you guys. Oh, that works. Thank you so much.
I could have you on the sidewalk.
Yeah. Yeah, that helps. I didn't know if you guys had any of these little ones. Nice. That helps. That helps like 5 times. All right. That'll be way easier than trying to squint my eyes. All right. So there you guys go. I don't know what I'm going to get this time. Kind of been thinking about doing mocha because it's chilly. Just because it's chilly. I want something warm. So I think I might do that, and then, I don't know. I don't know what else I want. Where's the smoothies? Let's see, where is that? There it is. So they got a few little eats there. Hey, Jesse Seastrand. Just saw you driving by? What? Really? Cool. All right. Maybe walking. Oh, you mean you were driving by. Gotcha. Yeah. There you go. Let's see. Bread slices. I think they got... I can't remember what the kinds of bread is, so maybe I'll do something like that. I don't want a lot of food right now. I always go for the burritos, so I want to take a break from the burritos this time. Alright. Fold that up and see about doing bread slice maybe. Let's see. Maybe I'll flip the camera for you guys. How are you doing? Alright. 1 second.
You know what you wanted to order?
I think so. I wanted to see about some kind of a bread slice thingy. What kinds of bread do you guys got? Wrong way. There you guys go.
Do we know what we're feeling?
So I want to do some kind of bread slice. I don't know what kinds of bread you got.
So we have
Cinnamon swirl.
chocolate zucchini,
Chocolate zucchini.
chocolate chip banana,
Chocolate chip banana.
just a traditional zucchini also.
Okay, traditional zucchini.
Yep.
I guess I'll do the banana one.
Yep, you got it.
And then I also want to see about a 16-ounce drink.
Of course, you're here. Or what do you know what we're thinking?
Yeah, I want to do a mocha.
Yeah, hot.
The guy
iced or
gave me a
blended?
menu.
Hot iced or blended?
Oh, gotcha. Hot.
You got it.
I'm doing all right though, MrMovie. Former Cash Express.
Do you want whipped cream on your mocha?
I will take that, yes. Looks like you guys are busy today.
Yeah, it's been good. It's been a lot of fun. So. How's it still together? It just felt weird all of a sudden. Yeah. Okay, thank you. All right, yeah. I can't. I can talk like that.
Hopefully you guys are having a good day though. There you guys go.
Okay, 408 is going to be your total today for the bread.
All right. It's actually probably got exact change. Maybe. Let's see. Do I got a nickel? I don't think I got a nickel. Yeah, I don't think I got a nickel. All right, I'll do 25. So I do 425.
Works for us. I appreciate you.
There you go. There's 4,
Beautiful.
and then 25.
Thank you. I'll hand this to you. Hey,
All right.
We'll get that mocha right out for
All right,
you,
thank
okay?
you.
Thank
Sounds
you.
good.
Oh, let me get you your change, too.
Oh yeah, that too. Yeah. I mean, it's a few coins. I don't think anybody's gonna notice, but 1 hour to go. Yeah.
There you go. We'll
Thank
get
you so
that right out
much.
for you.
Sounds good. All right, we'll sit here. So it looks like they are actually having people order manually, kind of like how I've seen Chick-fil-A do it. It's a little breeze. I might actually move so that way I am not having the wind in my face. I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to move to the other side of the bench. So maybe not the perfect set, but I guess it works. If it works for them, hey, I guess I won't complain. But what's up, Maddie? Hopefully my phone doesn't die. Hopefully the quality's not crapping out. It'd be nice if it's like crispy clear 720 or 1080 or whatever the resolution is set on, but chocolate chip banana bread. I don't think I've had. I might have had. God, I can't remember. It's been a while because I went to the Ziggi's on Thomes when they were doing their grand opening, and at the same time Western Vista did a grand opening, and part of that included that they were going to have a whole bunch of snacks and stuff that I'm pretty sure Ziggi's made. Like that, I'm pretty sure that Ziggi's end up making in their kitchen. Like, pretty sure, not certain, but pretty sure. If nothing else, maybe they bought it and brought it in, but still, either way. The point is, I think, I know I had something and I can't remember what it was I had without, like, going back to that video. So there's that. It's certainly a little chilly, but I'll be okay. Let's see, did I put, okay. We got both gloves. So I guess we could do this, put it out farther back. Let's see, not there. You go. That's all right. It's a little sunny. I think I want it this way. That was inadvertent, but yeah, we'll just see what happens here. So let's see, what else was there? Working on the next deep dive. I know what it's going to be, but still got more work to do to get that deep dive going, you know, get it uploaded. Hoping, I'd like to have it out this week, but I don't know. Let's see, what else? So there will be a couple other videos I'm going to see about recording and hopefully uploading over the next couple-ish weeks, maybe 3 weeks at the most, depending on how things go. Let's see, what else? Trying to think of other stuff. I know there's other stuff that I wanted to say and I can't think of it off the top of my head. So I don't know what to think of being right here. I noticed there's kind of two different ways I've seen Ziggi's do their buildings. I think the way they did this one is the main way they're doing it now, but I know there's other Ziggi's where they have like an overhang thingy for people to sit under and stuff like that. Ironically, I think that's what Dutch Rose, another coffee shop that's coming to Cheyenne, is going to be doing, is having an overhang thing on their store, so that's different. It's interesting how they do different things, just overall as a whole to me. But I guess here they could do I know you guys can't see it, but there's a hole for an umbrella. So they could actually put an umbrella here. So that would be good during the summer when it's hot. But they're definitely staying busy. I'm not sure how many people my order is ahead, so there's that. Let's see. Still good on percentage, that's good. Gotta watch my battery life, especially with the colder weather. Okay, these are gonna blow away, so I'm gonna put them in my pocket. It's not super windy, but there is a breeze. There is a breeze. Can't remember if I've gotten the bread before or not. Can't remember. Really can't. So this is banana chocolate chip. Ah, all right. 1 second. No, I need a napkin. There we go. Okay.
Would you like any chocolate covered espresso beans on top of your mocha?
Sure. Well, I'll take some of that.
That hurt. All right.
Thank you so much.
Of course. Have a great day.
You too. There you go. And gimbals. There we go. Didn't know where the Dutch Bros is going to be. So whoa, that wasn't good. But the Dutch Bros is going to be over on Pershing by Vacant Avenue by the Pershing Marketplace. Can you help out? Yep. Those are good. Let me flip this. So this is what we got. You know, mocha with some of those little coffee bean things. Then we got our bread. And there we go. Can I get it? Yep, there we go. Doing it without touching it. That's smooth. So let's see, this is the Ziggi's that we're at today is over here on Airport Parkway and Pershing Boulevard. I can tell you that there are some project plans for a 4th Ziggi's over on Lincoln Way, West Lincoln Way. But I don't think they've been approved yet, and even if they have, they still got to get the permits and stuff, so it could always go south and not happen. So I'm waiting to do an article about that until I know for certain, or more certainty, I should say. Ah, cheers for a super chat, Maddie. I appreciate that. Okay, I thought of something else that I need to do. So, earlier Parker was asking if I had filmed the TGI Fridays that recently closed in Longmont, Colorado. Now, I might, but of course that requires me going to Longmont, and going out of town period these days is kind of hard. Like if you look through my live stream catalog last year, all the times I went to Colorado or out of town period, besides maybe the few times where me and Standby News technically crossed outside of city limits and stuff like that. Besides that, the streams on my live tab on the main channel, that's the only times I've gone out of town. So, The times where I technically went out of town, besides that, times where I went outside of town besides that ended up being where me and Standby News maybe went pretty far into the county, right? Maybe we went down South Greeley and got close to the Colorado border. There was one night where we did that, and that's because there's a really crazy high-speed chase. The guy flipped his car. It was an interesting night. It was a little bit anxiety-inducing to deal with the traffic a little bit, just because there was cars passing by and stuff. Like, there's always that fun of being out there in the dark and stuff. So it's a little bit of anxiety there, but you know. So that's where someone actually asked on the Ziggy's first day video, ironically. Somebody asked if I was going to film the Buc-ee's on their first day and grand opening on Monday. And it's like, as much as I actually wouldn't mind doing that, not going to happen. Mondays are a bad day, and yeah, not going to be able to get out of there. It's very unlikely anyway. It'd take like significant change to go do that, and the significant change that needs to happen, I mean, we're talking, we need the high-speed rail just pop into place or something. I don't know. I shouldn't say high-speed rail, but passenger rail. There is actually work going in place to put in passenger rail, but like we need that kind of drastic change in 2 days. That's not going to happen. Highly unlikely. It's been a while since I've done a mocha. I do wonder if they put any shots in this by default. When I've gotten in the past, I don't remember getting shots in it, but I'm pretty sure I taste shots in it. So, I don't know, maybe not. Maybe not. I don't know. Yeah, maybe not. I don't have coffee enough to know. I actually don't. So I don't think I've actually gotten a mocha since, like, man, when was last time? Maybe the first Ziggi's, honestly. Like, from anywhere. I think when I did the first day at the first Ziggi's out on Yellowstone, I think that might have been very well the last time I got a coffee. If I go to a coffee place like this, I usually end up getting something else, like, I don't know. If it's Starbucks, if it's pink drink. If it's here, I've gotten a cookies and cream thing before. I think it was Oreo or something like that. I don't know what I'll get from other places, but you know. I don't get coffee that much. I'm not a big coffee drinker. But I still don't mind a good coffee every now and again. Any update on Cheyenne Burlington? So the whole thing with Burlington is that their permits expired. So if they were still to come, they would have to get new permits. Their old permits were approved, but they never end up embarking on those permits. Like, they never end up doing any work. I have a sneaky suspicion that they were hoping they'd have the second tenant behind of them, the TBD tenant, determined, but they didn't ever determine it. So, you know, if they are going to come, they're going to have to redo permits and all of that stuff. Got a little bit of chocolate on my finger. That's nice. Where did I put my napkins? Did I put them in here this time? Yep, I put them in my left pocket this time. Here we go. Just a little bit of chocolate. Chocolate chips probably melted on my finger. It's all right. What's up, Zep Planner? Isn't Pete's Coffee coming to town? I don't know. You tell me. I don't know. On the topic of that, though, now that you said that, it actually reminded me of another thing. So I saw project items for a 7-brew coffee, which is interesting. I've never heard of them until I saw the project items. I have absolutely no idea how they are. I recently saw a 7-brew in a video of Wally B26's. I don't know if that's going to go through. I think that it would still need approved, and they still would need to do permits. And it does look like it would require demolishing a current building. So I don't want to say it's coming, but that's how I first found out about them. And then it kind of has come up occasionally since then, because they are a coffee shop. Coffee shops are a topic all the time. There's too many people in town that will complain about having too many coffee shops, which I don't know if they're right or wrong. I'm not here to judge that. Welcome back to Stand By News. Is the Cheyenne Church's chicken still abandoned? It is. It is still abandoned. So I don't know how much I can touch on this. This is kind of a situation where it's a little bit of a telephone. I heard this from a guy that heard this from a guy. You know, like so take this with a grain of salt. But I've heard that there's a whole mess with the ownership of that place, and that's the biggest reason why it's still abandoned and hasn't been on the market. Somehow or another, like there's other laws in another place apparently, allegedly attached to the building that make it harder to get rid of it and crap. It's apparently a big mess, and that's what's going on there. I don't know this for absolute certain, so do take that with a grain of salt, but that's what I've been told by, you know, again, a person through a person. So there's probably skew in that story, and with me saying it, there's probably even more skew. So yeah, definitely take that with a big grain of salt. It's definitely sunny today. So one thing I will say was sitting right here where I am, I do occasionally smell exhaust fumes. I smelled it off of a truck that went by earlier. So that's the only thing that I guess I don't like about how they have this set up in the middle like this. But I don't know if there's a better situation without like having a little bit more land to work with their model of doing business. Because obviously it does involve a lot of drive-through. Although there are exceptions, right? Because the Thomes Avenue one, that one does not have a drive-through. There's a walk-up window and you can go inside, but you can't do a drive-through. So there's no drive-through farm over there. But then the one on Yellowstone is only drive-through. So they definitely have all kinds of variants for what they'll do. Do a deep dive on the Idleman building, says Blake. Might be a topic. There are a lot of topics I'd love to cover. There's so many topics, like I'll be occupied for years of this, right? If I do the videos the way I'm doing them now, I'll be occupied for a while. It takes a good month or two to research everything really well and make sure that I'm having stuff as factually as fact as I can get. And of course, there's always the chance I still might miss something or not have something quite right. So, like in the next deep dive that I'm going to release, I don't want to reveal too much yet, but there's actually two different sources that are both reliable that have different information, conflicting information. One of them might be right, one of them might be wrong, who knows? It's like one will say it's opening on this day, the other one's saying it opened on this day. Apparently around that time this place had soft openings a few days before. However, the article about it is saying like it is opening to the public on this day, but it's not the same as the day before or whatever it was in the other document I found. So it's like sometimes I can't get exact, you know? That's something I'm already finding. I was wondering when that was going to happen. I knew it was coming, where there's going to be a confliction between like very good sources. And, you know, for all I know, maybe it did actually technically open the earlier day and they just said that it was opening to the public. Because technically, they aren't lying, or if they say it that way, are they? It could have opened to the public already, but maybe not officially until a few days later or something. Who knows? I don't know. Walmart held a board meeting for In-N-Out Burger. Yeah, I've heard about that. They're wanting to put one over by Costco, I think in the back, right? Behind the building. Would not surprise me. Some brand new commercial construction just broke ground just west of Pizza Hut and Dasbog on Pershing. Yeah, so that would be the Dutch Bros. That would be the Dutch Bros. I do have an article on optopolis.blogspot.com. You can find that in the link tree. Just go to the link tree, and I think I have it called Optopolis Retail News. You can just click that link and it'll take you right to the Blogspot page, and then you'll just have to search for the Dutch Bros article I did. Wasn't that old, so you could probably scroll it and find it, but I don't know. Maybe it was just the first sip. I think the first sip was just kind of had a dirtier flavor, because now that I'm getting further into this, it's sweeter. So I think I just had the first sip that was just a little bit. Maybe the stuff was on top, right? Maybe the mixture got on top. I think that's what happened. Because right now it's actually tasting pretty sweet. So that is one difference I've noticed with all coffee shops. It's like the Ziggi's coffee will have a little bit different flavor than City Brew, and that'll be a different flavor than Starbucks, and that'll be a different flavor than insert coffee shop. Like there's just a little variance in the taste of mocha across the board. Like I have yet to find one where one tastes identical to another, to the point that it almost could have been gotten from the same spot. Next to the Costco gas station. Okay, gotcha. Gotcha, that makes more sense. Wonder if they, maybe I just need to give it to them, my garbage. I don't know. I guess I could throw it out when I get home. That wouldn't be such a big deal. Then I don't gotta leave it here. Let's see, what time are we at and what percent is my phone? 55 and 130. So there's about 30 minutes left for a free 16-ounce drink of your choice. They're having this from 10 a.m. to 2. So there's that. So that's something else that just came to mind. So I've been trying to be better about getting photos posted to Instagram and Facebook and stuff, because at the end of the day, why not, right? It's not going to hurt too much, and it shows a little bit more of the world. Gives another spot for people to learn about something. So I've been trying to be better about posting on there. So over the last week, I posted literally once a day, every single day for all the weekdays, 5 days in a row. Probably won't be posting all that often all the time, but I am trying to be better about posting on there so that, you know, people can learn a little bit more about stuff. I think that's about it on my coffee. That tasted good. Yeah, you wish you could drink coffee. I get it. I'm sure. I'm sorry about that. You can't have much of anything right now, can you? With your stuff that's you got going on, can you? Stand by news. That's gotta suck. That really does. I do legitimately feel bad for her. Actually, you know what? There's a. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. I don't know how often they empty this garbage bin. I hope they still do, but I'm gonna do this. Because there's a trash can right here. See this? There is a bag in there, so they must be maintaining it, but it was actually empty, so I think they are maintaining it. But yeah, I don't see a garbage can over here, so there is that. Okay, we'll sit back down. Put on my gloves because my hands are a little bit chilly. I'm sure, man. Oh man, you're probably even a little bit limited on what you can eat, right? For those of you who don't know Stand By News, bottom line is that he's been having some crazy medical stuff. I'm not going to get into it too much. He's explained it in his live streams and stuff. The bottom line is that he is in a position where he can't eat a lot of stuff and drink a lot of stuff. Like, there's certain stuff he has to stay away from, otherwise it'll cause more problems. So yeah, there's that. There we go. I can hold my gimbal now. How about that? I am curious what all... I wonder if there are only... Hold on, let me flip this around for context. So they got all these cones set up right now in the lot, but over here. They got all these cones and signs kind of prepared. Right, I showed at the start of the stream that they were doing what do I want to say? That they were going to be doing more of the work on the sidewalk on that side of the road. So they have some chunks of sidewalk removed. I do wonder what else the construction encompasses, because they have cones lined all the way down the roadway here, all the way down Airport Parkway. So I am curious what they're going to do there. You can see right now the line is inching out into Pershing. The way they have it set up, so I was really intrigued to see how this would go. So part of this, I mean, they're inducing demand by having the free coffee. Like that's the gimmick, right? Like that's going to get people in the door. And you know, when there's a place doing that, I like to buy something else. That way I'm not like, I'm at least giving them something. Like eating at $4, that's 100% worth it. Way more worth it for sure, right? 100%. Easy go. It's kind of like free pizza, right? But I was kind of intrigued to see how this goes. So during Corona, I guess not right now, but during Corona, Dairy Queen just down here at the end of the block, we'll walk down here, why not? They were having a thing with a drive-through where people were lining out onto Pershing. And you'd have problems where people would keep cutting each other off because there's people from both directions wanting to turn into the parking lot. That's one thing where I think Ziggy's has a better setup, because instead of having the queue inch out into Pershing, where there's a lot of high-speed traffic, you got inching out into Airport Parkway, where there's almost no high-speed traffic and not a lot of traffic to begin with. So it's like they did think that through better, and they also have the alleyway thingy set up, the Braun Drive, I should say, because that's technically a street. They have that street set up so that the cars can just line along that as well. So it's like it is a little bit better, a little bit more methodically thought out, I think. Whoever thought about that was clearly doing the right thing, I think. But that being said, they I do wonder how the drive-thru will be when it's not as busy. So I know on the first day when they opened, when I came out here during the afternoon, it was quiet. It was dead quiet. But I do wonder when they get busy, maybe in the morning hours, how the line is with going out Pershing. Is it going all the way out to Pershing like it was just as we saw a moment ago? Or is it staying chill, Is it staying off of Pershing? So you'd have like people lining up here. You'd have people lining up there. There's actually a King FM post that shared a meme that Pet Boys, of all people, made, trying to say, hey, Pershing's not part of the drive-thru. Now, of course, part of the problem is that the inside was closed. So everybody, of course, is going to be forced to go drive because they got to go through the drive-thru to go to Dairy Queen. And there's only one Dairy Queen, so, that adds up. But, it was lined up like crazy. It was crazy for a while. Right now, it's not too bad. I actually haven't seen it get that bad in a while. But then again, I haven't come out here at dinner rush so much. But alas. I guess the point I'm trying to get at is I do wonder if on a normal everyday day where they're not giving away free 16-ounce drinks, how is the line with over here at Ziggy's? Like, is it the double drive-through thing inadvertently inducing more traffic demand? I don't know. I don't know if it would work on that small of a scale. It might be kind of like the thing with the equator. I think Mark Rober did a video recently where he showed how the thing that's supposed to be on the line of between the I don't know if equator is the right word. I think it is. But there's like a thing that's set up out there, an attraction, where they'll show how the water will rotate the opposite direction by going across the line. But the funny thing is, he showed how it's not on the line, like it's not even on the line, for one thing. And for another thing, how it's like 99% certain not really actually the way it's working. It's just a matter of the way they throw the water into the bowl. So pour it so it ends up going the opposite direction. It spins in the opposite direction. He kind of talked about that, but anyway, I don't know how I got into that topic. but I do wonder. Oh, I know how, because the point was that that's such a small scale that you wouldn't be able to really see it. So I wonder if this is kind of the same deal, where on a normal everyday day where you're not having 16-ounce drinks that are free, does it induce more traffic demand? Or is it on such a small scale that it doesn't matter? It's more that they are just having lots of people come because of the free drink and the grand opening, which they are doing, right? Like anytime you have a grand opening, you're going to be a lot more packed than on a normal day. Most of the time, right? Most of the time. So I don't know. It's an interesting thought to ponder to me. It's an interesting thought to ponder. Sup, Grayson Biggs? Yes, please do a meet and greet, she says. That would be cool to do sometime. Let me scroll back. I missed some comments. Let's see. I see Hoy's Drugs. Yeah, so there's Hoy's Drugs over here. That closed a long time ago. It's been here forever. I found an ad actually while I was doing the research for other stuff. I found an ad from like 1990 something, I think it was, for Hoy's Drugs. So it's been here forever. I already kind of knew that, of course, but alas. My wife almost got hit next to Dairy Queen. Oh, man. That's not good. Kingdom angry. Yeah, I mean, that would be interesting to do at some point, wouldn't it? That would be interesting to do that at some point, for sure. Let's see. Where was the comment? I missed this. Can you do a... Okay, I already read that. Hey, Daniel L., how are you doing? Subplayer said Coriolis effect. I think that he has mentioned, meaning the fountain thing that I was talking about. I think relating to that. Will it spin the same way if I pour it? Yeah, there you go. Sup, restore data. Yeah. I mean, it's not a huge building. The building itself is honestly really, really small. I mean, all it is a kitchen. That's it. A kitchen. There probably has bathrooms in the back and a little bit of storage area. That's about it. Hey, Jasmine, how are you doing? So over here, this sign right here, this sign was up there. It was on Airport Parkway before, pointing to get people in the drive-thru. But now they have it over here, pointing to get people to turn right. And see, that's another thing. Okay, here we go. We're going another little traffic rant. So that's another thing, right? So that I kind of mentioned how Dairy Queen was having a problem where, at least back in Corona, people were cutting each other off. You'd have someone wanting to turn right, and you'd have 5 cars all turn right in front of the one person that's been waiting for 20 minutes longer. You know, it was a mess. So the one thing that I think they could do there, right, is have the median go farther through. Maybe have that median that's there right now for that refuge island for the pedestrians. Maybe have that whole median just extend farther. Have it go all the way down to like here, right, at this intersection maybe. That would really help, because then you got the restricted left turn. It's gonna be hard for anybody to turn left unless they're in a huge ass truck. Even then, they still might bottom out if they were to try. And then that would get rid of the confrontation there, wouldn't it? And you wouldn't have people waiting in the left turn lane. At least it'd be only on one side of the road instead of both sides. Granted, on the other side, in that case, you'll have the middle left turn lane, but still. I do wonder, I don't remember, I think I said it, but I didn't include it in the video. I do wonder, that I did before, I do wonder if, how do I want to say it? If there were any accidents because of that. Because you don't exactly expect cars to be stopped on a road like this unless there's like a red light, you know? So the traffic was stopping in a weird spot where it might surprise you, especially coming down that hill fast. That's another thing here too. So I saw when I was first getting here, there were people in the left turn lane coming towards us. There were people in the left turn lane wanting to turn here, and they technically couldn't because their car is already backing up. So like maybe this would be another spot where maybe it wouldn't hurt to somehow have a little bit of a limitation on left turns or something. I don't know. Just random thoughts that are coming to mind just with how it all is set up. It's definitely interesting to observe this. It really is. Like, it's genuinely interesting to me just observe how this is all working. I saw the guy biking by all these cars, and it reminded me of how I've basically done that on Delrange before. Sometimes during like rush hour, there'll be so much traffic that the line will be from like Converse all the way over to near Walmart. along Del Range when there's a red light. So it's really, really satisfying when you're on a bike and you can just zoom right on by. Like I'm on the sidewalk, granted, but it's so satisfying to zoom right by when that happens. Like it literally feels like what I imagine it would feel like to be in New York with an e-bike. Because like I've seen live streams from the Louis Rossman when he was still in New York, where he'd ride his bike around, and he often was able to keep up with traffic. And of course, since he's on a bike, he has a little more wiggle room to pass by the traffic that's stopped. So it reminds me of that. But anyway, yeah, the sidewalk's a little weird. So, I mean, I feel like they could put a table here. I don't know if they were intending to, but I feel like they could have. That being said, they widened the sidewalk here, and I think that when they plowed this or shoveled it or whatever, probably plowed it. I see tire marks, but when they plowed it, looks like they just didn't shove the snow all the way off this time. But they made this wider, and then right here they decided to just use the corner that was already here. Now, if I were the city, I'd maybe see about eventually fixing this corner so that it's more direct. It's easier for pedestrians to just walk or bike or scoot right on through rather than, you know, having the kind of a little bit of a jinx set up there. But, you know, that part's fine. This part is the only part that really gets me. I do not understand why they decided to do that. Like, why didn't they just curve that over correctly? Down there, they actually did it correctly. We'll go down there real quick. Like, granted, it's not the best. It is kind of, I would bet that anything that it's probably meant to be temporary, because I'm sure they're anticipating the sidewalk will eventually be changed. Let's see. Gotta make sure this guy sees me. Okay. Thanks for handing me that menu.
Yeah, no problem.
So yeah, see this? It's like they made this so it's temporary, but like they actually did it right, so you can just merge on over. Like there's no problem there. And then you got the narrow sidewalk here because this is an old sidewalk. And see, this is another part with all this construction work they're doing. Are they also going to move the sidewalk over? Are they going to go ahead and do that? I don't know. They might as well, like if I were the city, I'd want to probably eventually have the bike path thing that's down there just keep on going right through here. I can see that the sign will say 20 miles an hour soon. So right now it's technically 30. There's no posted sign, so it's 30 miles an hour on this road. But when the construction work will be going over here, yeah, it's going to be 20. Yeah, see, it's way easier, way more natural. Just slide over like I just did. I'm going to go in front of this truck because I think she sees me. It's like everything else about this. Like they made this, like look how smooth that was, right? Like there wasn't a dip, there wasn't a bump. There was not even a ramp hardly. I just walked right across that smoothly. Like that the way they designed that spot there is really good. Like even for a wheelchair, that's gonna be easy, isn't it? But then they have this weird thing here that jerks over. They at least made the sidewalk wider, so it's not like Church's Chicken. I don't know how many of you have walked on that sidewalk by Church's Chicken between Church's and the, I think it's a daycare. But like it's really, really awkward how they designed that whole conundrum right by Ridge Road. It's really awkward. But then here, you know, they made the sidewalk wider, so it's a little, not quite as bad, but it is still janky enough that you kind of almost are tempted to walk or bike or push the snowplow through the rocks like they clearly did before. So, yeah. It's like whoever designed that one little aspect just was not thinking about it. Maybe they were having an off day, so maybe I can't even be mad. Maybe they're having an off day, and then the next thing you know, the city's like, okay, whatever. But I don't know. They clearly had to work with the city a little bit, because obviously they can't have the drive-thrus going on to Pershing. That would be a problem, especially with the way Dairy Queen is. So yeah, there's that whole conversation again, but I'm not going to repeat myself. I do like their big old coffee thing though. Yeah, I think the one on Yellowstone, they used like a dessert drink, and this looks more like a coffee cup. So yeah, I do like that they have that set up. I do like that. It was kind of cool to see that. All right, I got to back up. I missed a few chats. The former Pier 1 Lone Tree became an eyeglass world. Yeah, I heard it was getting replaced. I was like, oh, wow. I took photos of the front. I didn't, man, excuse me, I got a little phlegm in my throat. I blame the cold, but I took, what was it? Probably 2021, whenever it was that I went out there and, let's see, didn't I film something? I could have sworn I filmed something. Maybe, oh yeah, I filmed the, what's the place across the street from the mall that's over by Mimi's? I didn't film the Mimi's. I didn't have time to do that, but I filmed the place next to it. Right? Or no, did I film the Mimi's? Maybe I did film the Mimi's Cafe. I can't remember now. Crap. I can't remember. No, I don't think I filmed that Mimi's. I think I filmed... crap, now I really can't remember. Crap. I can't remember. But, you know, there's the Mimi's Cafe and there's a place next door that I can't think of the name of it right now. When I filmed that, I also took photos of the Pier 1 from the front. But I should have probably done a little video of it, but back then I was still obsessed with doing the music intro. It's like, that's actually another topic I wanted to talk about today. So with the videos that I've been doing over the last few years, 2019 into basically last year, most of the time I've always done a music intro. And of course it's kind of become the natural part of the channel. But something I realized is that, sure, I can do that. It's cool. But it also means I don't film as much, you know? So, like, I don't want to say I'm going full on quantity here, but, like, how much is it worth the amount of quality that I'm putting in there if it also means that I don't film something that I'm never going to have a chance to film again? So that's where Taco John's in Fort Collins actually comes into play. So they tore down a Taco John's in Fort Collins, and now I can't film it. I had one chance to film it. I didn't film it. I took photos because that's all I had time for. But the one chance I had to film it, I lost it, and now it's gone forever. There's no way of going back and filming that now. I guess that could be an AI thing, right? Maybe that's an upside of AI. I don't know. I don't know if that's the way I'd want to go, but besides the point. Either way, if I had been more lax with not being so worried about getting the B-roll and the video, all the extra stuff, just focusing on getting the video and then maybe coming back and grabbing a couple extra shots, would have been probably just as good a video overall, and I would have documented it. So it's like, it's kind of almost better to have something than nothing. It's better to have something good, for sure. Like, I don't think you want to totally cheap out on quality, but if you don't have anything, then you're kind of screwed over, aren't you? You're going to be stuck with whatever's in the archives or something. And that's not the end of the world. I don't see any problem with going to the archives for stuff, but like, it's not going to be quite the same as if you were able to just experience it yourself and kind of throw your really own take on it, is it? And of course, if I go to like archives and get photos or something, which sure, that can work, but I'm going to need more than just the photos that are there, right? I'm probably going to want to look at Google Street View. I'm probably going to want to look at what it looks like today in person. I'm going to want to do all that kind of stuff. So it's like, there is that. And by the way, I think that was the last Fort Collins stream, or maybe the one before it, I can't remember, where we rode a bike through Fort Collins, and we started right about at that Taco John's I'm talking about. It's turned into a senior center. And I think they're going to have it mixed use so that there's retail on the bottom. So it'll be kind of almost a downtown block, which is good because that's right around the area of Old Town. So it would fit right in. But yeah, there's some interesting topics there. Interesting things there. That's just one example. There are an infinite amount of examples I could come up with where there's something that maybe I wanted to film but couldn't. Or maybe in the case of the video that I'm going to release on Sunday. Sorry, my nose is plugging up now because I have the phlegm and crap. It's because of the cold and because it's getting warmer too. It's getting into kind of spring-ish months. We've already had days with 50s and 60s and temps. So, but the video I'm going to release tomorrow is a video something where I can't really do a proper video of it now. I recorded it because it was snowing and I could do it from inside the car without destroying my equipment. But either way, the point is that I can't do the same video now that I could have done a year ago or 2 years ago or 3 years ago. I actually was going to film it back when I filmed another video next door, but I think there is just someone being sketchy. I don't know who it was. Probably didn't even matter. But like, you know, it's someone who just, for some reason, it rubbed me the wrong way, the way they were acting. So it's like, screw this, I'm out here. The one time that I would have filmed it, the one time. So I did get some video on the live stream at least. So, you know, I got something, which is better. But of course, the footage is crap, right? The quality was crapping out in that area. So the footage is not very sharp. It's kind of hard to see stuff. You can barely make out a thing that says now open on the window. And of course, I didn't get all the angles that I would have gotten if I had just done a normal video. Anyway, sorry, I had to go on a little tangent there. Along the light pole. Yeah, the light pole is a little weird too, isn't it? That's something I feel like generally they're trying not to do that, but they do still do it sometimes. Where they have the light pole set up in a weird way. Or I guess I should say the stoplight pole. So there used to be a bus stop right here, but they got rid of it because of Corona. Like the routes all stopped, and that now that the routes are back, they don't have a route bus going through Pershing right now, at least this part. So yeah, there's that. But yeah, it's a little weird how they have this up. These days, I don't know if, I feel like these days they'd probably put it off of the sidewalk more often than not. Maybe not always, but you know, this stoplight has been here forever, so it uses the old design practices that you just wouldn't use so much today. Let's see. What are some of the businesses in the DQ? So there is a little strip mall thing over here. There's a hairstylist. I think one of them is not really a store. It's almost a storage place for video game stuff. So like there's at least one or two companies in town that do like arcade game stuff, right? They have all kinds of arcade games, unless they changed it out. They were storing a bunch of arcade games in there that were probably needing fixed up and then put into a place. I'll show you guys that in a minute. Odd things to notice as a pedestrian bicyclist. Exactly. See, I think that's part of the problem, is that you have engineers that, for one thing, they're trying to just do what is standard, what is normal, what is seen as like culturally correct in the case of the United States. And then you have the other side where at least some of the engineers do not walk or bike. They're not thinking about this stuff. They're not thinking somebody's going to walk up to the place. So it's like at the Frontier Mall, right? You can't walk up there technically. You can, but you're going to have to cut through the parking lot. All right, so we got In the Moment Wellness Studio and a State Farm, Alan Ose on that. I hope I'm saying that right. O-S-E, Alan O-S-E, so I don't know how to pronounce that. Let's see, you know what? This space is empty. And they have a big old wall here now. Here we go. So here's what we needed to know. So Paradise Pinball and Amusements, I was pretty sure this was their space. They had a whole bunch of arcade games and stuff in here, but now they have this wall here. You can see the new doors, and they have moved, apparently. Or maybe they're remodeling, I don't know. I'm trying to see. Maybe they're just having everything behind of here, and then maybe they're gonna have a little arcade in front. I don't know. This is interesting. So I guess they're still here. It's not abandoned. Please leave packages at E-Light Cleaners. So that's another place that's in here. So they're not gone, but maybe they're gonna put that wall in because they don't want people to see that stuff and maybe try to break in or something, right? I don't blame them if that's the case. So you got E-Light Cleaners and Tailors, and that's where they want packages left apparently. And then you got the barber shop. So right now it's called Drew's Barber Shop, but it's been called all kinds of things. You can see the retro spinny thingies that are just common on those. Like I think even the Andy Griffith show had those on the barber shop there. I find it funny how there's a barber shop that almost seems like it's named after the barber shop in Andy Griffith. There's a location in Fort Collins in front of the Key Supers. It's going to be moving to the Kmart. That I can't remember the exact name right now, but it's like named after the guy that was doing the barber shopping at Andy Griffith. I can't think of his name right now. Uh-oh, is my phone dying? Uh-oh, my phone might have died. Nope, it hasn't, but it's almost dead. I need to plug it in. 1 second, guys. I gotta plug this in before it dies. Hopefully it's not too late. There. And come on. Get out there. And there. Yeah, we got it, I think. Hopefully. Okay, I got my gloves in my pocket. I got my counter clicker thingy here. I got a clicker, so that, man, that's almost ironic, isn't it? So I got a clicker a while back from Tractor Supply Co. Works perfect.